Welcome to Perfect Guardian, and I'll tell you about Mirra Alfassa, the mother. What she said: I belong to no nation, no civilization, no society, no race, but to divine. I obey no master, no ruler, no law, no social convention, but the divine. Mirra Alfassa, or the Mother of Auroville, was a spiritual collaborator and companion of Sri Aurobindo, the great Hindu sage, seer, scholar, poet, patriot and guru. She was a prolific writer, artist and musician, and fond of a spiritual city of the future, Auroville in Pondicherry, India. The mother's real name was Blanche Rachel Miriam Alfassa, and she was born on February 21, 1878 to her Egyptian mother and Turkish father settled in Paris, France. Even as a student, her interest lied in occultism and spiritual development, which led her to form a group of spiritual seekers. In the mother's own words, between 11 and 13, a series of physical and spiritual experiences revealed to me not only the existence of God, but man's possibility of uniting with Him, of realizing Him integrally in a life divine. At the age of 36 in 1914, the mother came to Pondicherry to meet Sri Aurobindo, who went to become the center point of her life going forward. She herself wrote in her memoir, "The moment I saw Sri Aurobindo, she knew it was he who had to do the work on earth and that it was with him she has to work." On February 21, 1915, the mother's birthday was celebrated for the first time in Pondicherry, and the following day she went back to France, mainly owing to the outbreak for World War I. A year later, she visited Japan for 4 years, during which she met the Hindu Nobel laureate poet Rabindranath Tagore. The mother returned to Pondicherry in 1920, never to go back again. She recounts that when she began with Sri Aurobindo to descend for the yoga, when they brought down the yoga from the mind into the vital within 1 month, she was 40 at that time. She looked exactly 18. Sri Aurobindo recognized in her an embodiment of the dynamic expression aspect of evolutionary creative force, the Supreme Mother. On November 24, 1926, when Sri Aurobindo retired into seclusion in 1926, she founded Sri Aurobindo Ashram along with the 24 other disciples of Aurobindo and became the spiritual benefactor of the growing community. The mother remained its inspirer, director and guide for nearly 50 years to build the ashram into a huge, many-faceted spiritual community. In 1952, 2 years after the master passed away, she founded the Sri Aurobindo International Center of Education to fulfill one of Sri Aurobindo's most cherished ideals, to usher in a new era of education for the youth of India. Hundreds of students from around the world study there, shaping in the progress, the culture and spiritual unity of mankind, creating the basis of the new world. On India's Independence Day, August 15, 1954, the mother made a declaration: "I want to mark this day by the expression of a long cherished wish, that of becoming an Indian citizen. From the first time I came to India, I felt that India is my true country, the country of my soul and spirit. I hope I shall be allowed to adopt a double nationality. This is to say, to remain French while I become an Indian. I am French by birth and early education. I am Indian by choice and predilection. In my consciousness, there is no antagonism between the two. On the contrary, they combine very well and complete one another. On February 28, 1968, the mother founded an international township in the outskirts of Pondicherry called Auroville, the city of dawn, named after her master Sri Aurobindo. In its foundation urn is mixed the soil of about 120 countries of the world and the soil of Sri Aurobindo ashram and the soil of Auroville. Its charter lays down one condition: to live in it, one must be a willing servitor of divine consciousness. This is but one center of the radiations of Sri Aurobindo's power and world vision. The mother's oneness with Sri Aurobindo. The mother continued Sri Aurobindo's work of psychological and physical transformation. Both of them dedicated their lives for manifestation of a mode of consciousness beyond mind, which Sri Aurobindo named supermind or the supermental. The mother's agenda recounts her experience of the last 18 years of her life. In 1957, the mother wrote, "Sri Aurobindo and myself are one and the same consciousness, one and the same person. Only when this force or this presence, which is the same, passes through your individual consciousness, it puts on a form, an appearance which differs according to your temperament, your aspiration, your need, the particular turn of your being." On November 17, 1973, the mother left her earthly body, which was placed in the courtyard of the ashram where Sri Aurobindo's bodies lay since 1950. On November 17, 1973, the mother left her earthly body, which was placed in the courtyard of the ashram. So thank you. Please subscribe to my channel Prophet Guardian and give your comments.